Hey guys, so this video I'm gonna actually compare. I got done reading Salem's Lot a while ago, but I just got finished watching both the movies. And pretty sure there's only two movies of Salem's Lot, other than the sequels. Honestly, of the three, I prefer the book overall, but that's not necessarily saying much in that I was kind of disappointed in the book. The book, I was kind of excited to read the book because I wanted to see Stephen King's take on vampires. I don't think he does it in any other book, but I wanted to see what his take on vampires was in his book. And ultimately, I was kind of disappointed because it has many of the same, tropes. I don't know if you'd call them tropes, but elements that pretty much all vampire movies have. So like not being invited in, garlic, all of that. I was kind of disappointed, but to be fair, this came out in the 70s, and this before the modern vampire craze. So I'm sure that at the time it was more of a fresher take on vampires than it is now. So I'll give it that. But I got through it. The characters, they were very I could say fleshed out. The characters I was kind of disappointed in. Barlow, he's supposed to be the big bad, but he doesn't show up till like almost halfway towards, or at least towards the end. And Stryker seemed to have more of a prominent, prominence in the movie or the book, which I don't know if this was what he was going for, but I was kind of having the thought of whether or not that was supposed to be it. Barlow's powers came from his ability to manipulate and control others. So it took him a while to kind of infiltrate Salem's Lot and kind of spread his influence throughout the town using, he took out one person and then he has that person go and infect others. And so he slowly grew more powerful throughout the book till the end, where he finally is able to reveal himself. So I was kind of wondering if that was kind of the point of the book. But also, I did think he kind of got defeated relatively easily. But once again, maybe it was just based on the characters and their strengths as opposed to the characters. Barlow's power and his influence was based on whether or not the characters were able to overcome that. I think he does that in other books as well, like It. But yeah, kind of my thoughts on the books. Like the 1979 version, it was like I think it was also created during the 70s, so we get more like, I think, a more closer idea of what that time period felt like that the book was written in, which I can appreciate as well. But other than that, just once again, I said in my previous video, Stryker plays a more prominent role than Barlow, even more so than in the book, because Barlow shows up for like, I don't know, 5 minutes of screen time at most, and he didn't say anything. He honestly felt more like, I don't know, it just felt like Stryker was more of the villain than Barlow, to be honest. And he also, like I said, Stryker gets defeated, I would say, relatively easily. He just gets gunned down, which I thought was kind of a letdown, I guess, for him kind of having more prominence in the movie. And then once again, Barlow, he gets defeated relatively easily. He just gets staked in his coffin. And then 2004 version, I think they were trying to do a more modern take on this, but they also tried to shove as much as possible into the movie, and they rushed a lot. They kind of they brought these characters in and then used plot points from other characters from the book for these characters, I feel like, to just give them more prominence, because some of these characters from the book, it did take a lot. The thing I noticed from the book, and it's mostly always with Stephen King's, a lot of the stuff with the characters are internalized, a lot of internalized struggles and stuff like that. So when translating it to a movie, you kind of have to get creative as to how to adapt these books into movies. And so you have to find a way to translate what these characters are going through internally onto the screen. And I think that kind of makes some people try to put more action in, as opposed to trying to find ways to express like what's going on with these characters internally on screen. So I think that's what's happened in the 2004 version with Rob Lowe. I felt like they were trying to put more action on the screen because they didn't know how to translate these internal struggles for these characters from the book onto the screen. So, and honestly, I think the 2004 version, I think that it was pretty bland. I think the only real thing I loved about that version was Donald Sutherland. He got I want to say he got more screen time than Barlow, but it was still pretty limited. But he acted the fuck out of the screen time. He was so entertaining. Probably, maybe it's just because it was so bland that he came off so entertaining, but I still enjoyed him. And I must say, Rob Lowe, I didn't care for him much. I actually liked him a lot better in The Stand. I just think it's the script didn't do him much. So yeah, that was kind of my thoughts on the book and the two movies adaptation of the book of Salem's Lot. But yeah, if you did like the 2014 version or the book, or honestly just 1979 version, if you want to give your thoughts on any of those, your comparison of all of them, I don't really care. If you want to leave them down in the comments, go ahead. I love having that kind of discussion, seeing a lot of your thoughts. Might not respond all the time, but don't worry, I do read them. Yeah, so that was my kind of comparison of the books and movie versions of Salem's Lot. If you do like this video, give it a like, subscribe to get notifications for all the videos I'll be doing, and you guys have a nice night, stay safe out there, and talk to you later.